Okay, so Kendrick Perkins and ESPN were previewing the Boston Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks. Who's going to win this series and how many games it's going to take, and Luca. They talk about Jason, Jaylen Brown, and then Kyrie Irving. And you knew this was going to happen because it was setting up to be this way. And the discussion switched to Kyrie Irving, and of course, they, ESPN wants to segue into the latest talk when it comes to LeBron James. And LeBron James on his podcast or wherever said the following, that he's proud of Kyrie Irving. He was one of his favorite players, and this, that, and the third, and yada yada yada. Then he said he missed playing with Kyrie Irving. And then they segue back to the studio, and then they asked Kendrick Perkins, well, what do you think about what LeBron James said? And Kendrick Perkins kept it solid. He kept it 100. He kept it what most of us in the back of our mind is thinking at this moment. And Kendrick Perkins says, I don't even know why we're even discussing LeBron James. I mean, LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers, they're sitting at home watching the NBA Finals like the rest of us. This is not even a topic. I don't know why LeBron James wants to insert himself into this. And that was the big hubbub. To me, what Kendrick Perkins said was fair. It was in bounds. I didn't see nothing wrong with it because, hey, look, you have to take the good with the bad. If we're going to allow LeBron to freely talk about Kyrie Irving in the midst of the NBA Finals, then let's keep it all the way a buck. If someone wants to have any pushback about it, they have the right to have the pushback. Okay. So this got to LeBron James. I guess LeBron James wasn't happy, and LeBron James unfollowed Kendrick Perkins. He got back to Kendrick Perkins. Kendrick Perkins said on social media, it's not a huge big deal. Even Jesus didn't follow everybody. Okay? So Kendrick Perkins is playing it like, hey, it's just dust off the shoulder. It's not a biggie. But I remember telling you guys this on this platform about the day is going to come when all of these LeBron James stands in the media, like cheerleaders, waving their pom-poms, every move they make, every breath they take, they always have to end it with LeBron James this, LeBron James that, just keeping LeBron James' name circulating, not only on social media, but just in media in general. And the Richard Jeffersons of the world, Kendrick Perkins, the Shannon Sharps, all of them, LeBron can't do any wrong. And they go to the television, they go to social media and tell how great LeBron James is. And I told you guys on this program, people are going to get tired of doing that. And you're going to see this huge brigade of people just saying enough is enough. LeBron, just fade into the sunset. Let's talk about these other players. Let me collaborate with these younger players because I have a job to do. I can't talk about LeBron James once he's retired and once he's gone. I can't continue to talk about LeBron James when his teams are not even advancing further into playoffs. In some cases, they're not even making it to the playoffs. They're not even making it into the play-in. I will not have much of a media career continuously talking about LeBron James and abandoning everything else in the National Basketball Association. Okay? And I kept telling everybody, the day is going to come And you're starting to see cracks in the media armor, so to say. LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith, they are not. Stephen A. Smith was the biggest LeBron James fan, and then something happened, and I don't know if, and this possibly could be true. Stephen A. Smith has a big ego. LeBron James has a big ego. You can't have two egos. You can't have two big egos in one room. Somebody has to go, and it ain't LeBron James. But that was, almost 8-9 years ago when LeBron was still in his prime. Okay. I kept telling you guys, a lot of these media personalities are going to grow tired of continuously talking about everything's great about LeBron James when there are so many other talented NBA players that are still in their prime, and like the Lukas, the Jaylen Browns, the Jason Tatums, okay, of the world. And you started slowly seeing it when the Greek Freak won his championship with the Milwaukee Bucks. You slowly started seeing media personalities saying, let's start bigging up someone else other than LeBron James. You sort of started seeing it when he won his championship. And Kendrick Perkins is, going like, dude, we can't continue to talk about LeBron James when LeBron James is not even in these conversations. And LeBron James know the end is near because, he's having a podcast with JJ Redick. I forgot the name of their podcast. And they just sit and talk. They just talk shop about, basketball plays and what's going on with basketball and the evolution with basketball. They want to take it to that spectrum of things. And occasionally LeBron James will sneak in a story or two about, playing with this player and playing with that player or that time or that era, whatever. But you're starting to see people slowly having buyer's remorse with LeBron James. Because, it was like, 3 or 4 months ago, he ticked off the Miami Heat community by saying, well, I would have won those championships anyway. I really didn't need the Miami Heat, and was kind of hinting at the Miami Heat needed him. And if anyone has selective case of amnesia, correct me if I'm wrong, but LeBron didn't have any rings or any titles when he took his talents to South Beach. He started winning when he was surrounded by a winning culture, a winning coach, a proven winning coach. You have Pat Riley. You have the brain trust of the office of the Miami Heat. This was all world championship experience. Now, Eric, he didn't have any titles under his belt, but he was under the tutelage of Pat Riley. And the rest, they say, is history. Plus, Dwayne Wade had championships, just like LeBron didn't even have a championship. Dwayne Wade had championships. Okay? So, LeBron took his talents to South Beach, won a couple of titles there, started noticing the team was deteriorating. They couldn't stay competitive. They mortgaged away all their future draft picks. They couldn't get any young, talented players there. Chris Bosh was, I think he knew more about Chris Bosh issues later on than what anyone else knew. And then when he looked at Dwayne Wade started slowly but surely creeping out of his prime. Plus, he wanted a max contract that he was not going to get with the Miami Heat. And that was going to be a problem. So, LeBron James, after, the Miami Heat just got rid, was no longer competitive. He went back to the Cleveland Cavaliers, and it was rinse and repeat with the Cleveland Cavaliers. They won their one title in Cleveland, and the Cleveland organization and Dan Gilbert was doing everything as they possibly could to make LeBron James happy, by purging all their draft picks, their younger talented players. They're good players, pretty much what they're doing with Los Angeles. And here is the part where I feel like Kendrick Perkins kind of had that crap face look when he talks about how he missed playing with Kyrie Irving. LeBron James was the same player in Cleveland that there were rumors and rumblings that LeBron James wanted, to get this team better, but they just didn't have any pieces to make the team better or to, add more talent to the team. And LeBron James was part of the group of, hey, let's trade Kyrie Irving. That's a proven commodity. But Kyrie Irving caught wind of it. And Kyrie Irving said, hey, look, I would trade myself somewhere else before that would happen. And that's exactly what he did. Kyrie Irving got the heck out of Dodge in Cleveland. If he would have stayed another year, maybe two, with Cleveland, he definitely would have been traded somewhere he wouldn't want to be at. And for what? After they did that trade, get some talented players, LeBron James was going to walk away from Cleveland anyway to go to Los Angeles, because that's where he was going anyway, to build his, his production company and media company and things of that nature when he went to Los Angeles. Plus, the family likes that California lifestyle. He was heading to Los Angeles anyway. Cleveland was just a pit stop. And Kyrie Irving was smart and said, hey, look, I'd rather get out 2 years sooner than 2 years later. Went to the Boston Celtics, and he played alongside Jaylen Brown and Tatum when they was young bucks. They were talented, and you could see what they could ultimately become. But Kyrie Irving did not want to wait on that. He was up with odds with the Los Angeles, the Boston Celtics fan base, the Danny Ainge, the organization. This is the same Kyrie Irving that promised the fan base that he was coming back, only to do an about face on that comment and basically implied that the Boston Celtics fan base is a little racist. Not all of them, but they're a little racist. And there's racism everywhere in every walk of life. Okay? There's not one state that can sit up and say, we're more racist. There's more racists in this state than that state. There's more racists in this city than that city. There's racism everywhere. Okay? Let's just, pipe down a little bit. So, Kyrie took his talents. He did the LeBron James, thought the grass was greener on the other side, went to Brooklyn, and we know how that fairy tale ended with him and Kevin Durant. But I feel like, and I can feel it in Kendrick Perkins, like, how can you sit up here and say that you miss playing with him when you was in Cleveland, you was all for trading Kyrie Irving? Now, since he's been with the Los Angeles Lakers, they did win a title. And I think they're they're on their fourth coach. They won a title with, can't think of the coach right now. He's the coach. He was the coach of the Phoenix Suns. Then they got Darvin Ham. He only lasted for a cup of tea. And now, let's go further than that. They had Bill Walton's son. Then, I forgot, he used to coach for Indiana Pacers. The Los Angeles Lakers won a title with them. Then Darvin Ham, which, by the way, Darvin Ham went back to Milwaukee. And now they're searching for their fourth head coach. They were trying to get Bobby, to the Connecticut coach, to be the coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, and he was just using the Los Angeles Lakers to increase his paycheck with Connecticut. He had no intention to go to Los Angeles. Why would anybody go to Los Angeles? We'll talk about that a little bit later. And now they're back trying to find their next head coach. And there's a lot of reports out there that suggest J.J. Redick could be a top priority or a top candidate. But there have been rumors and rumblings that a lot of the players don't like J.J. Redick's attitude because he comes off as a know-it-all. Okay, I'm pretty sure LeBron James is happy with them. He's not going to rock the boat with LeBron James, but at the same time, he may rock the boat with others. He may not be a good fit with the other players. All right. And I feel like that's what Kendrick Perkins was alluding to. Like, bro, you had Kyrie Irving. You was in Cleveland with Kyrie Irving. If Kyrie Irving was that good, then why you didn't stay with Cleveland? Okay? And you know, you wanted to trade Kyrie Irving to get better players for Cleveland, because you traded everything from Cleveland. At one point, they just did whatever LeBron James wanted to do. LeBron James thought he was in NBA 2K general manager mode. Remember that year when, you know, he got Dwayne Wade, and he got all these players he wanted to play with, and that didn't turn out well. And if it wasn't for the Cleveland Cavaliers front office and flip those bad decisions into some solid decisions, you know, that would have went left real bad real quick. Okay, they traded his good friend. He wanted to play with him. Dwayne Wade, they traded, they just released Dwayne. They traded Dwayne Wade, and then Dwayne Wade got released. But if you wanted to be with Kyrie Irving, you would have already been with Kyrie Irving. Okay, you didn't appreciate him when you was with Cleveland. You thought he was just like commodity that, hey, we can just get rid of him and replace him with any Tom, Dick, and Harry. I'm LeBron James. I can make it better. I can make it work, you know, whatever. And goes back, and I think a lot of media personalities are growing frustrated over the LeBron, pushing the LeBron James narrative to any type of walk of life situation or basketball topics. And that's just LeBron James. You know, and if you look at how LeBron James has been operating for the past 8 months, I think he segued into, hey, let's go into this media space. Because there's a lot of stories I can talk about. There's a lot of things that's on my mind. Let's get into this media space. Because I think LeBron James is outside. He's been outside his prime for several years. LeBron James knows as a player there's little he can do. LeBron James also know those teams around the National Basketball Association are getting better, and the Los Angeles Lakers are getting worse. That's not a top priority job where you're going to get the best coaching candidates to go to the Los Angeles Lakers. And people talk, and why would any coach that's got some sort of success where they're at wants to take on that Los Angeles Lakers job, go nowhere, and then after the end of the year, they blame you? Like the coach could pick up a basketball and shoot for the Los Angeles Lakers when they're struggling. Like a coach can go out on the court and defend, like the Los Angeles Lakers players choosing not to defend. I mean, there's so much a coach can do. All right. So, and Jeannie Buss is in with LeBron James. Rob Pelinka knows that, hey, he's not going to push against LeBron James. He's just going to just play along with it until he's going to let Jeannie Buss make the decision on, are we going to continue to go with this LeBron James thing until the wheels fall off, or are we just going to just move into a different direction, which I think that's what they're doing anyway. they're moving into another direction. Hey, we got to rebuild this thing. LeBron James is not going to be here forever. There's still some value in Anthony Davis. If Anthony Davis wants to stay, we'll keep him. But if Anthony Davis, wants to be traded someplace else, as long as we get some talented players at the end, why not? Because the Los Angeles Lakers are not going anywhere. They're not good. They're not in the middle where they're not good enough to beat the better teams, but good enough to beat the bad teams. The Los Angeles Lakers are somewhere closer to the bottom where they're going to have a hard time beating struggling NBA teams. And it's going to be nearly impossible for them to beat the better NBA teams unless one of their stars has been injured, or they're sitting them out or whatever. That's the only way they're going to be able to beat them. And it doesn't matter what kind of coach you get. You can bring Pat Riley out of the Miami Heat. He can't change the fortunes of the Los Angeles Lakers. Phil Jackson couldn't change the fortunes of the Los Angeles Lakers. There's nobody out there that can reverse the fortunes of the Los Angeles Lakers. They are what they are. So I think, and I said this, a lot of media personalities are growing tired of the LeBron James talk. They're growing tired of it because there's no storylines in it. A lot of media personalities are growing weary and growing tired of Los Angeles Lakers. There's no story in it. So, yeah. So, that's all I got for today. Guys, tell me what you think. You got 2 videos this week. I'm sorry I didn't upload a video last week. Comment in the comment section. Tell me what you think. I'll see you guys on the next one. Deuces.